How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Massive Beer Reviews, back with yet another review, and it is anniversary beer time in the form of Upstate Brewing's 2016. Curious to give this a whirl. Haven't had an Upstate beer for a little bit. They don't really get distribution in my area, but I've been lucky enough to have some beers kind of find their way to me from friends and from the brewery itself, and that's where this one comes from. So thank you, Mark from Upstate, for sending this down, and just to give it a whirl because it's an anniversary beer. Anniversary beers, you know, cuvee anniversary beers are basically almost a synonym, I think, to the point where a brewery is going to put their best foot forward. It's what they really want to showcase what they're about when it comes to a beer. And with Upstate's beers, it's been a lot of, you know, hop-forward stuff. Newer kind of stylistic hop-forward beers, IPAs and whatnot, but very old school and kind of, as far as production. So it's not like your atypical, like, just let's drown it with wheat flour or anything like that, but just bringing good beers to the people in a hoppy way. And I believe this one's no different. If I remember correctly, it's an IPA. I think it came out in the middle of September. We're just into November now, so you've been over a month. I don't know if they made another batch, but again, it came directly from them, so it was cold stored. Everything was done the way it's supposed to be done, so it should be on point. So yeah, super excited to give it a whirl. As far as what it actually says on the can itself, it says Upstate Brewing Company 2016 Ale, water, hops, malt, and chemistry, it looks like, on the bottom there. A 1 pint, celebrating 5 years. Government warning, so tiny you can barely make it out, and I actually really like that. And I actually really dig the label itself. Typical Upstate Brewing Company logoing, but it's on a clear sticker, and it's just very minimalistic. I actually really dig it. So, yeah, we're off to a good start so far. No canning date on here. That's pretty much it. So, let's give it a left-handed pour and see how we make out. So, Upstate Brewing. Ooh, yeah. Like I said, I had their first thing I ever had from them was sent to me by the brewery itself. They sent me a couple of their beers, their Kentucky Common Ale, their IPA, their double IPA. Really enjoyed them. You can kind of go back into my reviews and kind of check out the reviews that I did on those beers. But we got a whole new ball game going with this one. As far as this one goes, I mean, that sucker looks pretty hazy compared to the stuff that I originally got from them. Index finger just off Whitehead, nice creamy top to it, pretty neurotic kind of medium style bubbles. It's not deep and you're not seeing into it, not too rocky, but at the same time it's not tight and compact. But the haze itself is very for people that out there who are beer nerdiness. It's very Swish-like in color. For me, Bizzle Brothers and Swish has this kind of like hazy with this kind of gray overtones to it. It doesn't have this vibrance to it. It's a little bit more muddled. It's not necessarily a bad thing. So it has that kind of vibe as color-wise. It's a washed-out, opaque kind of cataract, kind of orange with a bit of honey, with a bit of yellow kind of going on. So yeah, it looks pretty damn good. So she looks good. Let's see what she smells like. Grapefruit. Grapefruit, peaches, sweetness, beer. Yeah, it smells pretty awesome, to be perfectly honest with you. Doesn't smell overly sweet. There's a sweetness, inherent sweetness throughout the beer itself, but it doesn't smell overly sweet. I mean, for me, the grapefruit leads the day, but it's not acidic. It's like a sweet kind of grapefruit, followed by those peaches. And there's like a candied kind of nugginess about it, candied kind of pininess about it. It's not like a dank, sappy kind of piney. To me, it's like almost like a candied vibe. And the malt itself there is just a sweet malt. You know what I mean? Throw whatever you want at it. It's gonna be, you know, atypical, or not atypical, but any, you know, kind of generic malt. Let's put it that way. But yeah, it's all about the hops in this one. It's very sweet compared to like old school kind of IPAs, but at the same time I don't think it's going to skew as sweet as your new school kind of fucking New England IPAs. But yeah, I mean, this smells leaps and bounds beyond what they have produced at this point. As far as the haziness goes, I'm not trying to say it's leaps and bounds better. What they've made and what I've had from them is pretty damn fucking good, but it's definitely leaning more in that definite kind of New England hazy kind of style kind of beer. So not necessarily a bad thing if they can pull it off. So she looks good. She smells absolutely fantastic. Let's see what she tastes like. Cheers. Wow. Way more hop forward in the mouth from a particulate kind of dank standpoint. Bittering, borderline getting to the point of burniness, but not getting there. So it is kind of cool. I really dig that vibe of it. So when you're first getting in your mouth, you get the kind of wash of fruitiness. Almost like just, all the fruits I mentioned, maybe throwing a little bit more tropical fruit. It's kind of a generic kind of tropical fruitiness. And like a sweet kind of, again, keep going with this candy kind of vibe with this. Like a candied almost honey kind of thing. But then you get this kind of hop, resin, hop burniness. Doesn't burn, but it gets right on the edge of being a burn. I dig it. It kind of works for me. This is very... this is the cutoff where Never and Again or Mago Tego should have left off. Those beers got to this point, went double past it, and just got super burn and super bitter to the point where it was just too much. This has a hop kind of vibe and a hop particulate going on in it that almost acts like a menthol, like a mentholyptus kind of thing, to where like you drink it, like there's a bit of burn going on there, but you almost get like a kind of like a nasally kind of opening kind of thing going on when you actually breathe. You can actually feel like almost like a vapor kind of going up in the back of your nose, and it's pretty fucking interesting and cool, unique. I've never had that before in a beer, so that's pretty fun. Drinkable too. And that's the weird part, because it is abrasive. But at the same time, it's abrasive, but I want to drink more. So yeah, very unique. As far as the flavors they're putting out there, they work in it. When you swallow and you let it sit, you get that kind of mentholyptus. It's minty almost, like in a vibe. It's not necessarily minty as far as the flavor, but if you were like, I keep going back to the candy thing, if you kind of candied some kind of hop, or you had like a hop keef, kind of candied that and turn that into this kind of mentholypty kind of candy, that's the kind of vibe I'm getting off this, and it's absolutely fucking fun. Super fun, actually. I kind of want to drink it and don't drink it for a bit, and then want to drink it and drink it for a bit, just kind of get that effect over and over again. Yeah, that's fun as fuck. One of the funner beers I've had in a very long time. That's the thing with like a lot of beers, they end up being kind of carbon copies, mimeographs, if you will, of themselves. Kind of, people trying to do what other people are doing. I'm not saying this isn't the case with this beer. I'm not saying, Upstate is trying to reinvent the wheel. It seems like they're trying to do something that has been done. But they've gone off on a tangent that's a bit different than what I've had from a lot of those other beers out there, to the point where it kind of has a bit of its own unique calling card. It's something you can grasp onto that is its own, that's just not trying to be a Trillium or Treehouse or whatever you want to call it. One of those beers, it's in that vein, but distinctively different, which is pretty fucking cool. So let's talk about it. Is it one of the better IPAs I've had as of late? I'm going to say yeah. Just from an interesting standpoint, I'm not going to say this is the most well-made beer in the world. I wouldn't say it's clean, because with the haze and that kind of burn going on and stuff like that, it's not necessarily your crisp, clean, best made beer ever. But what it delivers interesting. And interesting is kind of my wheelhouse. So this does it in spades. Value and availability, I have no idea. It was sent to me, like I said. So I have no idea. I'm pretty sure you have to go to the brewery to get it. I think the Anniversary Ale just sticks to that. You actually can get a lot of their beers around the area. If I drive about an hour or so north of me, I can pick up their beers. So it can be had if you're in New York State, and I assume maybe a little bit of bordering stateness depending on where you are. But they can be had. So if you're in and around the the horse-heady, kind of Rochester-y kind of area, you definitely should be able to pick it up. And just say, if you like what we like this, if you like interesting beers, excuse me, because that's what this is. It's an absolutely interesting beer. If you skew New England IPA, if you like a very staunch kind of hop presence to your beer, especially, like I said, like your Mango Taylor's Never Again of the World, those beers from Tired Hands, Trillium, and Monkish. If you like those beers kind of at the initial standpoint, but you ended up getting weary from drinking them, or they're just like, you got excited about what it was, but then it just went a little bit over the top. It's kind of what this beer is. It kind of gets that beginning portion of the show and then pauses on you, and lets you enjoy that kind of overt hop bitterness / burn / particulate thing that's going on in a good way. And if you want to taste that weird mentholyptus-y, kind of numbing, kind of Vixy thing going on from a hop presence that I've never had before in a beer, you should give it a whirl, because it's absolutely fucking interesting. And yeah, I kind of fucking dig it. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. If you did or you didn't, or somewhere in between, please leave a comment in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. If you want to check us out anywhere else on the internet, you can. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Untapped, Massive Beers, and all 4 of those places. And yeah, another review down. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a super fun and interesting beer right now. And hope to see you next time. Cheers.